Okay, gentlemen, this is our setup sheet that comes off of a spree for our Multus and our operations. As you can tell, it denotes the machine, the material class, if denoted. We don't actually do that much because we use two materials, but it's there. Material condition, what units we're working in, how many tools is used, what's the workpiece type, meaning tube, bar, casting stock, workpiece OD, ID, length, finished part length, that spindle stick out. That's nothing you guys have to worry about there. The cycle time, the post processor that is used in generating the NC code for the machine. Then, of course, what operations we have and how they lay out. So, our first operation is going to use a rough face. As you can tell, it tells what tools and it's going to tell what it's doing. First of all, we're going to rough the OD, then we're going to rough the back, we're then going to turn the face undercut, and so on and so forth, all the way down to the milled slots. Please forgive my typo error there. I did not know that was there. Sorry. Okay, now we move on. If you look down here at our tabs list, to our tool list, with the same sort of representation here, we also have, it denotes what tools we're using, insert nose angle. Of course, we all know a C in MG is a degree insert, but it also denotes the main thing is your insert nose rad. So there's the information there, and of course, usage in minutes. These are very loose numbers. I have found that a spree's calculator is suspect at best, the way we have to do our parts. Not that it isn't good, it's just that we stop mid-stroke. We check intermittently through the whole run. So these numbers are a little bit skewed, but a great jumping off point. And it tells what the tool's going to do. Groover. Then we got a T13, which is a VB, which is a VBMT insert. 0.8 rad, 10 millimeter tool end mill. Tells you the usage minutes in it. And of course, the usage minutes. We're actually using two of the same tools, so we call them different numbers. It's very good info for the operator. The more info we can give them, the more success we're going to have. Okay, now the work coordinates. Here's these work coordinates. In ISO, right and top views. Now we'll go to our next, probably one of the most important tabs, is our setup instructions. For this part in this machine, we keep dedicated tooling, so the setups is quite a breeze, to say the least. But basically, I'm telling them Z0 for all their tooling is the face of the back plate that we're machining off of on this diameter, on the back of the part, which is our datum. Okay, time charts, as I mentioned about the time before, they're kind of loose. I do like this being in Excel format because my operators can actually go in here and interface with the Excel file and then correct these for me. And then the next time I look at the job, I'll do some compare and contrast, so to speak. I always love giving a setup picture, just a representation of what the setup should look like prior to operation. This is just something I do on my own because I think it's always been a help for myself. And then, of course, the program that's generated with them. Let's just say, for instance, this program is PB1111. Now, what's that program going to do? It's going to rough turn the stock. 1112 is going to finish turn the stock. 1113 is going to mill the swarf slots. And so on and so forth. We don't usually generate one gigantic file with all of these in here, mainly due to our process and our criticalness. We walk into stuff and all, so it's kind of hard for us to stop and restart a program in the middle of. So we do a lot of single posting, which makes it less confusing and a little bit more successful for us on the rear end. And that's kind of how we do our tool list and our setup sheets. This is how I like to see them. It's been a utter success so far. It's even got the tabs where they can go in here and add some notes for me or the next programmer, or for themselves. The next time they run the part, what did we run into? What do we need to look for? How did I attain flatness on this diameter? Not this part in particular, but most. Or is it using a certain fixture number that we haven't named yet? And I need to do that. So a lot of good things right here that can be on their notes. I always make sure to rename that notes for the guys, just so that I can have it. And they know to resave the file after they're done. This is their working and living document as they're running production for me. I do really rely on giving them a lot of upfront information. I think this is a very good thing here. Works out pretty good. I'm open to different formats, of course. As long as I can delineate and discern the information that they need eloquently to them. They're used to this type stuff now. Kind of got them trained up on it. So this is food for thought. I thought y'all would like to look at this and get a grasp a little bit better on what we do. So this concludes the setup sheet for video 2.